Welcome everybody to the A.I.P channel where anything is possible. Tonight, imagine a world where your thoughts aren't your own, where a stranger in a suit hidden behind a two-way mirror decides what you feel, what you forget, what you become. This isn't science fiction. This was real. For 20 years, the CIA ran a program so dark, so twisted, it makes dystopian novels look tame. Its name? Project MKUltra. And tonight, we're driving into the shadows, its secrets, its victims. It's 162 sub-projects. And asking, how much do we really know? Picture this. It's April 13th, 1953. The Cold War is a pressure cooker. America's terrified of Soviet spies, Chinese brainwashing, and the idea that our soldiers, captured in Korea, are being turned into puppets. CIA Director Alan Dulles steps into a smoke-filled room, signs off on a program that'll change history. Project MKUltra. Its mission: to master the human mind, to create truth serums, erase memories, control behavior, maybe even turn a man into a Manchurian candidate. Sounds crazy? It was. But it has also funded millions of dollars poured into experiments that make your skin crawl. Run by a chemist named Sidney Gottlieb. Think of him as a real-life Dr. Jekyll. MKUltra wasn't a single project. It was a hydra, with over 150 sub-projects slithering through universities, hospitals, prisons, and even safe houses in San Francisco and New York. Over 80 institutions, Stanford, Columbia, Harvard, were involved, often without knowing the full truth. The CIA used front groups like Society of the Investigation of Human Ecology to funnel cash and hide their tracks. And their targets? Not just spies or soldiers, ordinary people, mental patients, prisoners, addicts. Even you could have been a victim and you never even know. What did MKUltra do? Let's start with the drugs. LSD, their star player. The CIA bought entire stockpiles from Swiss labs like Sandoz, dosing people left and right. They slipped into drinks, sprayed it in the air, and even injected it for 174 days straight in one case. Imagine that, 6 months of your mind melted and you didn't even know why. They tested mescaline, psilocybin, heroin, MDMA, marijuana, and scopolamine. You name it. If it could twist your brain, they wanted it. But drugs are just the start. They use hypnosis to plant false memories, electroshock to break minds apart, sensory deprivation, locking people in the dark, silent tanks until they cracked. And the kicker? Most subjects had no idea they were guinea pigs. The CIA called it unwitting testing. I call it betrayal. These were Americans, Canadians, peoples with families, dreams, lives reduced to lab rats for a spy game. Let's zoom in on one of MKUltra's darkest corners, Operation Midnight Climax. Sounds like a bad movie, right? It was worse. In the 1950s and 60s, the CIA set up safehouses in San Francisco, Mill Valley, and New York. They hired prostitutes to lure men random guys off the street into these traps. Once inside, the men were dosed with LSD. No consent, no warning. Bam. CIA agents, led by a shadow narcotics officer named George Hunter White, watched through two-way mirrors, taking notes of how the drugs warped their minds. White loved it. He called it fun, fun, fun. Fun? These were real people. Manipulated, humiliated, all for some twisted experiment. Midnight Climax ran for over a decade, only shutting down in 1966 after the CIA got nervous about exposure. Subprojects 16 and 42 funded this nightmare, and it's just one piece of MKUltra's puzzle. Now let's cross the border to Montreal, Canada. At McGill's University Allen Memorial Institute, a psychiatrist named Dr. Ewen Cameron was doing work so cruel it defies belief. Funded by MKUltra's subprojects 54 and 68, Cameron ran experiments on unwitting patients, people seeking help for depression, anxiety, or even pregnancy complications. They trusted him. He destroyed them. Cameron's method? Something he called psych driving. He dosed patients with LSD and blasted them with electroshock, sometimes hundreds of shocks, then locked them in sensory deprivation chambers or induced comas for weeks. His goal? To depattern their minds, wipe them clean like a chalkboard, and reprogram them with tape messages. It didn't work. Instead, he left people broken. Memory loss, personality changes, lifelong trauma. Some never recovered. Families are still fighting for justice today. But MKUltra wasn't just LSD safe houses. It spawned something even stranger. Operation Often, or MK Often. This was a joint CIA Army project in the 60s, part of MK Search. MKUltra's successor, led by Sidney Gottlieb, often took things to a new level. They tested thousands of chemicals, over 26,000 compounds by 1971, for ways to incapacitate, interrogate, or control. Think toxins, biological agents, even delivery systems for covert attacks. Some whisperers say Often is dabbed in occult psychokinesis, mysticism, maybe even trying to weaponize the supernatural. Sounds wild, right? But the evidence is thin, mostly hints to declassified memos. What is clear? Often was a direct child of MKUltra, using the drug research to push boundaries no one should cross. And like too much of this story is full truth as Lotway, probably shredded decades ago. Here's where things get murky. MKUltra had 162 subprojects, or maybe 149, depending on your source. Each one a secret experiment, new way to twist the human soul. But here's the catch. We don't know them all. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered every MKUltra file destroyed. Poof, gone. Only 8,000 pages survived. A fluke found in financial archives in 77. Those scraps gave us glimpses, but not the whole picture. But let's read what we do know. Subproject 1, LSD on unwitting students at a university. Subproject 5, dosing prisoners in Kentucky with acid to study addiction. Subproject 19, testing truth serums on soldiers. Subproject 30, spiking cigarettes with drugs for covert use. Subproject 139, using birds. Yeah, birds to deliver chemical weapons. Maybe that's why people think birds aren't real. I don't know. And that's truly just the tip of the iceberg. Over 80 institutions from Harvard to UCLA got CIA cash, often disguised as medical research. But the rest, maybe 100 subprojects, are just numbers in a ledger. Subproject 83, Subproject 101 with no details. What were they hiding? Some say these lost subprojects involve wild stuff: artificial telepathy, voice to skull tech, mind control assassins. You know, I love to believe it, but there's no hard proof. The records are we have stick to drugs and hypnosis, electric shock. It's bad enough without the sci-fi kind of, but anything is possible. And some evil people we're talking about here. Still, the gaps make you wonder what's too dark, even for the CIA to admit. MK Ultra didn't spring up overnight. It had roots in earlier programs. Operation Paperclip brought the Nazi scientists to America after World War II. Men who had tested mescaline on prisoners in Dachau. Their expertise shaped MK Ultra's playbook. Then came Project Chatter, a Navy program in the 40s using scopolamine for interrogations. Project Bluebird and Artichoke followed, dabbing in hypnosis and drugs before MK Ultra took the reins. And it didn't stop there. MK Ultra birthed cousins like MK Naomi, a CIA Army project cooking up toxins for assassinations. MK Delta used MK Ultra's drugs for covert ops abroad. It's a family tree of secrets, all tangled together with Sidney Gottlieb pulling the strings, and every branch led to the same question: how far can you push the human mind before it breaks? So, how did this house of horrors collapse? In 1974, New York Times reporter Seymour Hersh dropped a bombshell, hinting at CIA domestic spying that led to the 1975 Church Committee and Rockefeller Commission, which peeled back MK Ultra's curtain. Then in 77, those 8,000 forgotten pages surfaced, spilling secrets to the world. The public was furious. Non-consensual experiments on Americans? It was a betrayal of trust one can case hit hard. Dr. Frank Olson, an Army scientist, dosed LSD in 1953. Days later, he fell or was pushed from a New York hotel window. His death became a symbol of MK Ultra's recklessness. His family fought for decades, but justice slipped away. Others, like Wayne Ritchie, a U.S. Marshal dosed in the bar, sued and lost. CIA's wall of secrecy held firm, but there was a twist. MK Ultra backfired in a way no one expected. Its LSD experiments leaked into the world. Volunteers like Ken Casey, dosed under Subproject 8, spread acid to the 1960s counterculture. The CIA's weapon became a symbol of rebellion. Ironic, isn't it? By 76, President Ford banned non-consensual drug testing, but damage was already done. So where does this leave us? Project MKUltra is a ghost that won't rest. Its 162 subprojects, its operations like Midnight Climax and Often, its victims like Frank Olson and Ewen Cameron's patients, they're a warning. When power goes unchecked, when national security trumps ethics, This is what happens. Minds shattered, lives ruined, truth buried. We'll never know the full truth. Those destroyed files took secrets to the grave, but what do we know is enough to keep us awake? Today, as we debate AI surveillance and psychological warfare, MKUltra's shadow looms large. Are we safe from another program like this, or is it already out there, hidden in plain sight? I want to hear from you. What do you think? MKUltra's lost projects hid. Are we doomed to repeat this history? Drop your thoughts there in the comments. MKUltra programs, did they really stop? Or they just rebranded into something else? Using AI to manipulate the public. Could it be just another level of MKUltra? Social media. Social media is another one. The social media part of the MKUltra tree of branches. Makes you wonder, the more you look into this, the more you see, the farther down the rabbit hole you dig. There's so much you could see and so much interesting facts to dig up. And you'll see more and more is tied together. What do y'all think of it? Like I said, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Any of these sub projects we'd like to take a deeper dive? We'll sure do it. We'll get back into recording like this again, more pre-recorded, having fun, deep diving on these subjects. But with AI and the powers that be and how they're pushing the AI system right now, we could be looking at another MKUltra type situation. And instead of drugs, they're using social media and TV, which they probably were doing that too. That could be part of some of the other projects that they do not want, the ones we have no files on. Of course, it's just speculation, but it could have been tied into TV and music. We know how that CIA did overtake the music industry back in the 60s too, to help spread some of that drug culture, and we know that from different things that make you go, for sure. More the pieces you put together, and the more the puzzle comes together, and the more you see. Again, what do you think? Keep putting the question back to you, but that's what I want to know. I want to know what you think of this subject. What is your mindset on this? I think we'll have to do a deeper dive soon. And a lot more of these subjects. We make sure y'all check out all the links in the description. Bonfire merch store, the Troubled Minds Radio Network, where you can hear us syndicated with a whole bunch of other great shows. Check out the Discord. We have a Discord now. Check it out. It's a bunch of great people coming together and trying to spread information and just linking people together. It's the only way we can to kind of bring people together is like that, just steadily adding more and more connections. As always, it's it's the quality over quantity. We want quality connections. We want not to just have connections to have connections. As always, I appreciate y'all listening and coming back for more. This is back weekly, pre-recorded. Hope you enjoy. First one for this year, I think I recorded. Maybe one earlier this year. I don't remember. I don't know. It's been a long year so far. But as always, y'all keep on keeping on. And peace and chicken grease. And y'all be good.
Got to keep on. Keep it on, baby.
Yeah. You duh. Yeah. You duh. You down with A.I.P? Yeah, you know me. Anything is possible to create the key. On the mic, I'm the truth, no fantasy. Podcast flow, old school vibe guaranteed. A.I.P. Every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Jumped on the beat like a classic cassette. Late night talk, the vibe you won't forget. Dropping wisdom gems, the grind is set. Every story told, ain't no limits met. You open the mind, the world opens wide. On this podcast, real thoughts collide. From the cooks in the kitchen to the suits we chide. Dreams get bigger when the truth's applied. Sip on success like it's poured in a mug. Real talk, no BS, no need for a shrug. In your ear like an anthem, snug as a hug. Tune in, feel the buzz, plug after plug. A.I.P. Every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. A.I.P. Every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than the philosopher's prose. We plant the seeds, watch how it grows. Watch how it grows. Watch how it grows. In the swamp where the secrets lay thick. Whispers in the shadows, they hit like a brick. Talking with the moon, got the stars in a twist. Truth or illusion, the facts get dismissed. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade. Slick tongues spin tales like a spider on a thread. Hood prophets preach knowledge while the streets stay fed. Voices echo deep where the rivers don't flow. Lost truths buried under where the cold winds blow. Heavy bass thump, got the block hypnotized. Mysteries unfold under blood red skies. Voices in the static, they creep through the scene. Street sermons spill truths, but they cut like a guillotine. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade. In a world so deranged, every word they speak got the vibe feeling strange. From pyramids to projects, the stories collide.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.